Welcome back everybody. Tony's Top Tips Workshop here again. Another short video. If you remember in the last video that I put on, I showed how an incident in the workshop nearly came to injury, and what I did was I constructed some 3D printed, designed and 3D printed some holders for the ER11 Collets, and that I was going to do some for the router cut bits as well. Now I did say that I was going to do a case to put the units in that I printed. Well, I have done that, and it's been done all on the Bambu Labs X1, and I'm just I'm amazed at the quality when you design anything on 3D printers. And I started way back when they first come out with 3D printers, where you twiddle with them and sort of fiddle with the software, and you know, you're getting nozzle clogs and everything like that. So shit, which was interesting at the time because there was nothing better. But since the Bambu Labs has come out, it's and across the board with their machines really. I've got the X-Max, and I've got my Zortrax upstairs, and my other printers that I have, and I just go to the X1 now. For time wise, I mean, you can print something off what would take you 2 hours on the Bambu. Well, it'd be 15-16 hours on any of the other printers, and you're not forced to it being right. Whereas the Bambu, you can do it, it does a good job, and in such a short space of time you're not really wasting anything. So anyway, I came up with an idea. It's actually all clips together, and you can secure it with screws on the side panels, but I haven't had to. But the facility's there, they're all piloted, all the rails are piloted, so that you can put a self tapper in from the outside. But I'll show you it now. Right, that is the unit. Okay, you can see it, and that's the back. All right. Okay, they're all rails, all cross rails. You can see the holes there in the side, where that is where you can actually secure them with self tappers if you want, countersunk self tappers. But I put that in just in case you wanted to do that, if anybody wanted to do that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you putting this together, and also I'm going to show you the time lapse on the printer, how it was done. I designed it, and I've not had to make any tweaks whatsoever. I've set the tolerances and they just fit. I was speechless when I put it together, how it clipped together. But having said that, you know, it's not a particularly cheap printer, but there again, you pay for what you get. It works, and it's not failed me at all. If it's failed to print, it's because I've done something wrong. That's just worked. As I say, this will be, you see a video of it all going together, and then I'll include time lapse in the video. So I'll jump to that now, and I'll see you on the table. Right, here we are at the table. These are all the components of the unit. As you can see, those are the two sides, and as you can see, if you look at the detail on that, it's absolutely incredible, the quality. And I've done this on the cold plate, it's PLA. If I wanted to have done it in, you know, with a textured finish, I could have done, but for what I wanted, it was absolutely fine. That one is the same. Okay, That's the right side, that's the left side. The two notches on it are for the top to lock into. Okay, this is the back panels, so you've 1, 2, 3, 4 rails, and the rails go in there, but sandwiched between them are the actual backs. Okay, and you notice that the lugs here for these, this is because this is the actual bottom rail. That lug is the 5mm thickness of these, so that lug fits into that flush, so it's a 5mm lug. Okay, that is a 2.5mm lug because it shares it with that and shares it with that. Okay, that's a 5mm lug, 2.5, 2.5, that shares it with that. But this one is 8mm long, and that's because it goes through the 5mm lug and it actually goes 3mm into the actual top, locates in there. So if you wanted to, you could actually glue all these if you wanted. I'd choose not to. That's the 4 front rails, and that is the top. And if you look at the top, it's notched on the edges, and it's also got a 3x5mm hole there. Okay, that's what that top rail, that's what that one protrudes through. That I'll show you in a minute when I put it together. And if you notice, all the end rails all are piloted. Okay, you do that if you're going to put screws in, you must pilot them. They're 2mm, all of them are piloted, and so are these. That one, these 4 are piloted. You don't need to pilot these because they're just secure in the back, they just keep it square. Okay, so what we'll do now is we'll put this together. Right, here we are, ready to assemble. First thing I assemble is the back. Okay, so remember, that's a long lug that goes in there, that's flush with that. Okay, then the next one goes on, and the next one, then the next one. Notice all the notches are there because the actual sides are notched. You can see that the notch is there. Then the next one, there we go, that one in there. Then you've that one, as I said, your 3mm lug goes into the top, so it locks it all together when we put the top on. Okay, the next thing is to actually fit that into a side. Okay, this is the side panel. Remember, the notches here are the top. Okay, so that goes like that. So this is the actual right hand side. So what we do then is we tip them to an angle like that, and then you just push down and you let them click inside. Okay, and you can see them. Okay, clip nice in. The next one are the rails. Okay, one, two, push them in firm, three, just wiping all the actual dust off it, 4. Okay, I'll just change that one round because I like all the bit of a textured surface at the top. So that's that. The next stage, and it's quite firm, it won't fall out. The next stage is to put the top onto here, the side, sorry. the next one is to place the left hand side onto the rails. Okay, and what I do is turn it upside down, do the same as you did for the side when you first put it in. You can hear it click. Right, and then clip your there we go. Just give it a nice firm. There we go. Okay, so that's the basic frame, and it's quite solid. You could use it as it is, it won't come apart. I mean, I can pull it and it doesn't come apart. You could glue them, you could use a bit of super glue on if you wanted. Remember I said that that pin protrudes at the top and it locates in that. Okay, we just put that on there. And that's the unit actually complete together. What I do now, I've chose to do it, is I use a small countersunk self tapper. You don't need to put, because they're all pre-drilled, you don't have to do this. You could just glue it, but I chose to do it. Doesn't need, you hear it, you maybe hear it click and you think, oh, what's split? There's nothing split. It's just, if you look inside there's, I don't know if you can see that, there's nothing split. It's just, you can hear it because you're putting a screw into plastic. Just what I always do when I'm putting into plastic, make sure they're piloted just like you would with timber, because you wouldn't put a screw into end grain if it wasn't piloted, because you'd split the timber. So this is what we use. And also, I won't attempt to use the electric screwdriver, it's pointless, because it can put it in that quick. Yeah, and you need to take your time when you're putting plastic screws into plastic like this. There we go. And as you can see, there's no splitting out whatsoever inside on the rails because it's been piloted. That is really, really solid now. Okay. There we go, job complete. So at the end of the day, it is only somewhere to store it, but it just makes it, you can tidy your workshop up, and you could have any number of these. I'm going to do the same, but it's for the cutters with the collet, so you can take one out and pop it in, and you know that cutter has been used, but it will stand some more work. And also you could do it for screws. These, you can make multiples of these, you put them on top of one another. You know, you could design it so that your base of your next one will slot in where this is. You just build it from there, or put it side by side. It's everybody's choice. It's just something that I thought I'd show. And at the end of the day, it's interesting to watch time lapse. I'm amazed at how quickly the time lapse shows any little imperfections of the print, any blobs that appear, any, you know, little bits of filament that has come off the nozzle, and you see it, and you don't see it when you come to pick it up for some reason. But it's quite interesting to watch the time lapse. As I say, I will be putting the time lapse on. Well, that's the conclusion to this build. It is my way, the way I've done it. I'm no engineer, but I'm pretty confident. I used to design furniture, so it's only like putting furniture together, and you can use joints like you do in timber. There's no difference, but you could design something your own way. I've done it on the Bambu Lab, but I could have done this on any of my other printers. It would have taken me far longer. So it's, as times go on, printers get better, and I think at the moment the quality of what the Bambu Lab's coming out with is first rate. I can't fault this in any way. I did the tolerances, and when I come to fit them together, they just fit. So there you go, job complete. Right, that's the conclusion to this video. I feel it's a good designed storage unit and storage boxes. I will be printing some storage boxes just as drawers that I can put things in and store them away. And when you've got a printer that can print this quality in this short space of time, then it's easy to do. I mean, some of the sides on the other printers, whichever one I used, it was like 15 hours. The sides were 2 hours. Big difference, and the quality, well, speaks for itself. I just wish I had the A1 or the A1 Mini to test it out with, but whether I decide on acquiring them, I don't know yet. We'll have to wait and see. So that's the conclusion now. Please like and subscribe and hit the notification. It does help me, and in your comments, you know, whatever you put, I'll choose to write, I will answer you. I always have. I've never missed anybody out. So please remember, and as I always say, the end of my video, you be safe, you be careful, and bye for now from Tony's Top Tips Workshop.